White House economic advisor Gary Cohn absolutely should have resigned instead of voicing his objections to President Donald Trump's response to a deadly white supremacist rally in Virginia last month from inside the administration, former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon said in an interview broadcast Thursday morning. Bannon told CBS's Charlie Rose that those working for Trump have an obligation to support him and that when you side with a man, you side with him. You can tell him, hey, maybe you could do it a better way, but if you're going to break, then resign. If you're going to break with him, resign, Bannon said in his interview, excerpts of which were aired Thursday on CBS This Morning. The stuff that was leaked out that week by certain members of the White House, I thought was unacceptable. If you find it unacceptable, you should resign. So who are you talking about? Rose followed up. I'm talking about, obviously, about Gary Cohn and some other people, Bannon replied. If you don't like what he's doing and you don't agree with it, you have an obligation to resign. So Gary Cohn should have resigned? Rose asked, to which Bannon replied, absolutely. Cohn took the unusual step last month of voicing public criticism of Trump in the wake of a white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, that left one counter-protester dead. The president's response, which included criticism of extremists on both sides and a suggestion that there had been very fine people marching among the white supremacist groups, was widely panned. Cohn, in an interview with the Financial Times, said this administration can and must do better in consistently and unequivocally condemning these groups and do everything we can to heal the deep divisions that exist in our communities. The next week, the president omitted Cohn's name as he thanked a dozen cabinet members, officials and lawmakers during a speech on tax reform in Missouri, although it was unclear if the omission was an intentional dig. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said it was pretty standard for Trump not to name-check White House staff members and that he had done so with Ivanka Trump only because she is his daughter. Bannon, in his interview with Rose, said the media image of him as a street fighter is pretty accurate. He said in his renewed role at Breitbart, he will be Trump's wingman outside for the entire time. Bannon told Rose that our purpose is to support Donald Trump and to make sure his enemies know there's no free shot on goal. The former chief strategist also reiterated his defense of Trump's post-Charlottesville rhetoric, explaining that the president had only sought to defend those engaging in a peaceful debate about Confederate statues and memorials. What he was trying to say is that people that support the monuments staying there peacefully and people that oppose that's the normal course of First Amendment, Bannon said. But he's talking about the neo-Nazis and neo-Confederates and the Klan, who by the way, are absolutely awful. There's no room in American politics for that. There's no room in American society for that.